Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with Fathers Who Care. And I want to just personally thank CAN TV for this opportunity to come back to you, the viewing audience, again, to talk about some of the good things that we're doing at Fathers Who Care and the West Side Community Stakeholders, and of course, West Garfield Park Youth Council. It's been kind of challenging lately with the pandemic and other things that's going on with these young people, but we're staying the course in spite of. And so tonight we want to kind of take an opportunity to kind of take you on another level of self-awareness and self-love. And so we wanted to bring someone on that's not new to the show nor new to the work that we're doing at Fathers Who Care. And we're going to introduce to some and present to others our guests. But just for the record, we wanted you to know that we at Fathers Who Care really believe that any man that is physically capable to make a baby can be a real father. And we're not talking about a baby daddy. We're talking about a father. So we want to encourage men that are out there today to step on up to the plate in spite of what others might think. We know you care about your young people, and we're encouraging you to join Fathers Who Care. Give us a call this evening at 312-738-1060. But also log on to fatherswhocare.org. And I'm going to just throw a shameless plug on out there. Our young people are meeting every Thursday. Our youth council meet every Thursday from 4 to 6. It's youth-led, and we want to encourage young people out there who are watching to join us every Thursday. Get in touch with us, and we'll get you information to joining our young people that are meeting virtually and in person. Fathers Who Care phone number is 773-287-5821. Again, Fathers Who Care's office number is 773-287-5821. And so with that being said, I think I want to just exhale for a minute because it's been one of those days. Our guest today, and I want to go ahead and get her introduced quickly so that we can go ahead and talk about some of the good things that we're doing, some of the activities we've been doing, and some of the things that we're going to continue to do. But to some, you may know her as Ebony Russell. I know her as Queen Ebony is what I call her because she's the queen of the organization called Women of Self-Love. And it's intentional that the name of the group is called Women of Self-Love because she does a lot of work to empower women. She and I are working collaboratively. She's working the women part of Women of Self-Love. Of course, I'm Fathers Who Care. And so we kind of bridge the gap to bring men and women together in support group settings and things of that nature to empower both of us. So we are featuring some things coming up, and it'll be coming up soon about relationship building, spirituality, all of that good stuff. We got all of that coming up. And so look forward to some of that. But tonight we want to focus on in our plight to try to reduce senseless violence and substance abuse, mental health, in the community. We want to talk specifically on how men and women can empower each other. How men and women can really come together and support each other in the work that we're doing. I believe we all have more in common than against each other. So if we really just love each other, forgive each other, support each other, and just take their negativity somewhere else. Just let the negativity go. Keep it to yourself. Take it down the block. Throw it in the lake. Whatever you got to do, keep the negativity away from me, please. So with that being said, I learned a lot from Ebony. Ebony is a woman of God. She believes in faith. She believes in family. She believes in rearing her children properly. She believes in education. She believes in being the best that she can be. She believes in improving the quality of life for those who are less fortunate. And she's a diehard, literally meaning that anytime that we're out and we've been working, I'm telling you, I don't know how we still have energy right now. But we've been laboring together for a while, but specifically we've been doing ongoing events throughout the winter where we were serving the homeless, and it was cold out there, but we was out there to help those who are less fortunate. And so now we're doing a lot of good work in collaboration with the Congressman's office. On this Saturday, we'll be doing the back to school parade. We're asking folks from 12 and up to please come on out and get vaccinated. Also in collaboration with the Taste of Austin's Women of Self-Love, Loretta Hospital, Fathers Who Care, and the Westside Community Stakeholder. That's on Saturday. The lineup is 8 o'clock. We kick off the march off. Step off is at 10 o'clock. So we anticipate being at Columbus Park at 12 o'clock. refreshment, book bags, the works. It's going to be a fun time. Folks are going to come together, and folks are going to be really supportive of each other. Now, we're really trying to reduce carjacking in our community, senseless violence in our community, poor mental health in our community, and substance abuse. And most importantly, reducing underage drinking in the lives of our young people. So we got our young people motivated. We feel when they come out on Saturday, they're going to have a wonderful time, which they always do. But we're going to feed them, love on them, and make sure that they are being nurtured properly in the presence of other men and women that care. So with that being said, I'm going to just come to you, Ebony, if I may. And I just want to ask you, first of all, thank you so much, Ebony, for the work you do. And I'm telling you, you don't know how much I appreciate you. A lot of times I'll be needing support in so many areas, and you and my wife, if you all would my wing, up under my wings, I don't know where I would be. But with you and my wife by my side, I feel stronger, and I have a real live support system to help me get these things done. Of course, I got other folks like Chester and Ruby and others, but you and my wife have been real instrumental in all of the events that we've been doing. And so I want to say personally, thank you, Ebony. Thank you so much for what you do. But Ebony, I kind of know you on your personal side. I kind of know you on your professional side with Women of Self-Love. I kind of know you on other good things that you're doing in the community to empower folks. But Ebony, I want to ask you a serious question if you're okay with it.
Sure.
Who is Ebony?
Okay.
Who is Ebony?
All right. Well, first off, thank you so much for the introduction.
My pleasure.
And likewise, everything that you've said about me, look in the mirror at yourself. You're doing an amazing job. And
Thank
you're
you.
doing
Thank
great
you,
things.
Lord. Thank you.
Yes, so thank you. And likewise, with the support, you're the support for myself as well as my husband. But who is Ebony, guys? Ebony is a mother. I'm a wife of 24 years. I am a mother of 3 children, 24. Well, I can't quite call them children, but they will always be my babies. 24, 21, and 18.
Right.
So I am, and I have 4 dogs as well. So
Little babies?
Yeah, my babies.
Yeah.
So Ebony is
bulls.
Yeah, I love them. And they love their mother.
And they're protective.
Very.
Little people.
Yes.
Little people. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes.
They ain't nothing but little people.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But Ebony is a person, honestly, I am a person of love and wanting to see everyone love each other. And sometimes I sit back and ask myself, why is that? I think it's because of my upbringing and a lot of things that I've gone through in life, that I've seen in life that has made me feel as though this was my calling.
Right.
I'm very passionate about helping others and loving others. Love. So when we ask who is Ebony, love, Now, Ebony, quite, like you say, the personal of me, just because I'm that love person. You can't quite run over me, but still, I am here to help people. But first, I help myself.
Well, and you do that, and I mean, you are unapologetic about it.
Very.
I mean, you make it crystal clear that even though you do so much work, and you do a lot of work to help so many people all over the place, you always make it your business to back up and to show your love for your family, for yourself, and even if you need a little moment, you always tell me, man, won't you go home?
I do.
Go home, man, and just relax.
Yes.
And I'll be like, Ebony, I got work to do. Yeah, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
Go home.
And sometimes I call so I can just see if he's at home.
Yeah. It's hard to get there, too, because I'm telling you, when you got so much on your mind, it's kind of hard to, not to get it done. And I'm that kind of guy. I got to get it done.
Yes.
But thank you for all of that support that you do. But, Ebony, what we want to do tonight is we want to use this show, hopefully, to empower someone who needs some help.
Okay.
We just ran into Cynthia out there in the hallway. And Cynthia, thank you all. If I miss your names, I apologize. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook Live. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in. We have Ebony Russell with us of Women of Self-Love. We was talking to Cynthia out there, and we was talking about self-love, image of self. appreciation of self.
Yes.
And a young lady that we know that we've been kind of building a little bridge with was saying, that's something I need.
Yes.
I need to have a sister that I can bounce things off. I need to have a sister that I can just sit back and share things with that I can't share with other people. Mm-hmm. And so she immediately just gravitated to you. Why is that?
I think for one, it was the introduction and how you introduced me as well. But for what I've noticed is that people feel energies, especially at a time like this with what's been going on with the world.
Right.
People are looking for real love. They want to be able to feel your spirit.
Yeah, right.
And I think a lot of people, especially who's like-minded, trying to do the work that we're doing, they've probably been hurt or gone through a lot. And they tend to feel everything about me instantly. And of course, the smile.
Well, you
when
you do have a nice smile.
I would say like it's just the point that I am welcoming when they come to me, and it's passionate. Well, thank you. Well, thank you for that. But I am very passionate, and I think they can feel that from that moment, because I never expect for a lot of people to pour out to me when they first meet me, but it happens almost every day.
Well, it's a saying, from the spirit touches the spirit.
Yes.
So if you have the spirit, then you can draw the spirit. But if you don't have the spirit, of course you don't have the spirit.
Right.
So you're going to draw what you got.
Exactly.
So if you have nothing, you get nothing. So,
Exactly.
But I believe that God has called us into this season to be the light in darkness, and to be that salt in the earth, and to be there for folks who are less fortunate. So, Ebony, let's ask a question or two tonight and see if we can help some folks who need some assistance. Yes. First of all, if you're interested in joining Fathers Who Care in some of our activities that we do in the yacht clubs with the young folks, we're getting ready to embark upon horseback riding with the young folks and other endeavors that I don't want to put out there yet until we do our own thing. But we also have young folks who are producing this show, and they met from 4 to 6 with their youth council meeting. So there's so much that we're doing with these young folks. But Ebony, we also want to talk specifically about what can we do together to kind of bridge the gap between sector partners or our community folk to love on each other more. What can we do to encourage more people to put down the guns, Ebony? Put the guns down, stop killing our babies, and loving on each other. What can we do to actually change the mindset of folks who might be mentally disturbed, experiencing a lot of anxiety, maybe experiencing post-traumatic stress? Because I promise you, I am traumatized with what I'm experiencing in the city of Chicago. And let me take a moment now to just lift up the family of Ella French.
Yes.
In the Chicago Police Department. I am pro-police, and I am pro-police reform, so that you know. But what can we do to bring more love, respect, and folks wanting to work together?
I would say it starts with us. All of the amazing nonprofit organizations that's out here working hard. And not just working hard, we're showing them love. We're showing them that we care, because they've been burnt too. They've gone through a lot. The city, the people who live there, the community, even the police, everyone has gone through a lot. I think that this is the time to show them love, and not just love. We must show them respect.
And so that's what we're working on, right?
We're working on it very hard.
So we have an affirmation that we use in our groups, our mini groups.
Yes.
Our affirmation is, and we all recite this among each other, and it becomes part of our creed. I love you, I forgive you, and I support you. So we kind of get all negativity out of our way and just move on loving each other. And I don't know what you all may believe, but I love you.
Yes.
I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I don't want nothing in return but that you love me back and pray for me. That the Lord continue to use me. But Ebony, let's go ahead. What is self-love? What is the organization? You are the founder of Women of Self-Love. What is self-love, and what is that? What's the purpose for that?
Self-love is having a high regard for one's own well-being and happiness. Well, what does that look like?
Okay.
Self-love is taking time out for yourself.
Okay.
I can go on and on about it, but it's really focusing on you, taking time out for you, loving you unapologetically, from your hair to your feet to, if your attitude not right, still loving who you are as a person while working on yourself.
So, in spite of all that you might be going through in life, your purpose or your organization is encouraging people, not just women, because I get a lot from you.
Uh-huh.
And, I've changed a lot since I've been reading some of your information. You got a book out since I've been in some of your workshops. And I really have taken a conscious effort, or have made a conscious effort to take some time for me.
Yes.
So normally I just bag up for a little while and exhale. Go to the lake, go take boat rides, take the kids boat rides,
Yes.
and all that kind of stuff to just put some time into myself.
Yes.
And that's to unwind. So what can we tell folks that it's okay to love themselves? How can we say that? I mean, how can we share that with folks that they understand what we mean?
We have to let them know that we understand that
Okay.
they was not taught to love themselves.
Okay.
Because a lot, I would say over 80%, was not taught.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more. I wouldn't say less, because I've been out here enough to know that it has not been, that it's a high, it's a lot of people who have not been taught to love themselves. They've been taught to love the husband, love the wife, love the parents, love the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But, loving yourself is very selfish.
Mm.
So I would say in the now, today and now, to now is what I say.
Okay.
Start to love you.
Well, and you can start by loving yourself if you come on out and be with us on Saturday. We're going to be at Columbus Park. We're going to do a series of summer screenings in collaboration with the Loretta Hospital. It's going to be all kind of screenings, vaccinations, book bag giveaway, food giveaway, love giveaway, resources giveaway, all different kind of screening, the opportunity that you can just unwind, relax, and enjoy the day. We're going to have the Institute for hopefully nonviolence there, the Loretta Hospital. We're going to have the foundation. We're going to have the University of Illinois Cancer Center. We're going to have Bridging the Gap people, all kind of folks. We're going to have the Westside Community Stakeholders. We're going to have all kind of people out there. I'll be remiss if I try to name them all. But again, I want to talk to you specifically about, please, help somebody to be aware of what's going on in the community with carjacking.
Yes.
Please take on the tips. Do not get yourself caught up. Be careful at gas stations. Lock your doors. Do not leave your cars running. Please stay in lit areas. Do not get out your cars going to ATM machines. The little simple things that you think don't matter, they do matter.
Yes.
And so we don't want you to get caught up because folks are doing crazy stuff like bumping the back of your car, and then when you stop to try to have a conversation, then they stick you up. Saw some folks a few days ago, two young brothers out in the neighborhood walk up on an elderly woman who's sitting there waiting to go to work, and then she's sitting there. They go up to try to take the woman's car or something, shoots the woman, kills the woman, and this is not acceptable behavior. It's not acceptable for behavior to be shooting up police stations. No. It's not acceptable behavior what happened to Officer French. It's not acceptable behavior for what happened to her officer partner. I mean, we need to be a little bit more responsible for our children's well-being and what our children are doing. So, Ebony, let's go back.
Yes.
Ebony, I've been talking to you, and we've been having some serious conversation about poor mental health and the state of mental health in our community. What can we do to get our community to get away from this phobia that in order to seek out help to try to be healthier, that you have to be considered crazy or something to seek out help? I don't know what you're talking about being crazy. I know you're crazy if you don't get help. I'll just tell you that.
Yes.
But I'm saying to you, is it okay, or I'm asking you, Ebony, is it okay for folks who might be feeling like they overwhelmed, which is a trigger right there? That's a word.
Yes.
Overwhelmed. I'm feeling some kind of way. Those are words or buzzwords that's saying somebody is not feeling their best, that they may be experiencing something else. So how can we get people to understand that it's okay to say you're not okay and to get help?
Just continue to tell them that it's okay to get therapy. We have to just call it out.
Right.
To get therapy. No, you're not crazy.
Right.
We have continued to partner with all of the mental health facilities that we are partnered with.
Absolutely.
And have the events
that
the events that we're having weekly, bi-weekly. We're giving out the flyers. We're letting them know that it is okay to not be okay and get the help that you need.
Absolutely.
You are not crazy. I don't care what we were taught.
And so we do have a Dr. Jasmine, and I'm mentioning her name because I really got a fondness for this sister. Every Monday, she comes to us and gives us information on behavioral health, mental health,
Yes.
wellness, and locations and resources that you can go and get some help. And she keeps us up to date on COVID-19 and what's happening in COVID-19 and all of that other good stuff. So thank you, Ebony. But let's get back to you. Let's get back to you. What are the thoughts behind teaching women and men self-empowerment? Is it important that men and women learn how to empower each other? And what I mean by that, being able to, like you and I do.
Yes.
I mean, we've had our days now, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
We had our days when we need to vent about some things,
Yes.
and we vent about some
Yes.
things. We have a moment on it, and we're done.
Let it go.
And we're gone with it. How can we get people there where they can have their disagreements, they can share what they disagree about, but come on back and work back together and build? How can we get people to learn to love on each other and support? I mean, really support each other.
Oh, continue to be the face of it, to show them,
Okay.
you know, that you can do that. Continue to put all the information out and stay out here, letting them know about our support groups that we have, from mentoring them to coaching,
Okay.
the workshops. Because once you love yourself, you will, your own happiness and well-being, once you have that inside of you, you're going to want that for everyone else.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I believe that we're living in some real changing times.
Yes.
I don't think we'll ever be the same behind what's going on now. I think COVID and this pandemic has changed everybody in such a way that if you really don't know that you've been changed, then you really might need to get you some help. Because right now, after experiencing the transition of so many people we know, people we love,
Yes.
over 600,000 some people, after going through that pandemic, and then trying to deal with the reality of having to be locked in, isolated, not able to touch each other, to love each other, to hug each other, that's mental. That's a mental drain,
Yes.
I would like to say. So with that being said, we're trying to get people back healthy.
Yes.
So we're thinking if you hurt people, hurt people. So we don't want you to be a victim of hurting somebody or somebody hurting you. So what we're asking you to do is to come on out with us on Saturday, and we're going to have clinicians, we're going to have doctors, we're going to have all kind of different people out who will be able to provide you with some intervention and support, confidentially, of course. And we want you to know that in spite of what you might be going through, you're not alone. So Ebony, come back and tell us, with changing times, people change, right?
Yes.
You can change for the better or you can change for the worse.
Yes.
So how can we just tell people that in spite of these changing times, it's okay to change?
How can we tell them that?
Yeah, how can we encourage them that it's all right
Just
and not be set in their ways?
we just have to just continue to communicate with them. Communication
Okay.
is key.
Okay.
You know, and showing them love.
Okay.
Telling them, as you said earlier, I love you.
Right, right. Well, I do.
You know, and being
really
able to
do.
tell people that, not just your loved ones.
You know, I want to bring up something if you don't mind.
Yes.
I'm going to take a liberty. There was a workbook that I had been working on or looking through when we was in classes together.
Yes.
In some of our
Yes.
self-love
Yes,
classes.
yes, yes.
And you wrote this book.
Yes. Yes.
What's
I
the
did.
purpose behind this workbook?
The purpose is to owning who you are, because that's the first thing everyone must do.
Okay.
You must release
Okay.
what has happened to you in your past
Okay.
in order to move forward. But you must also own who you are because of that. So this workbook is used for the support groups, for the
Okay.
workshops,
Okay.
to help. And it's a workbook and a journal. So as we're going through this workbook, or you're going through this workbook, because you will receive it when you attend the workshops and everything, you will have that to go back on, and it takes you step by step. Self-love, self-care, self-responsibility, self-accountability, everything you can think of with loving yourself. And I guarantee you, once you leave those classes, those workshops, the one-on-one coaching, you will see a change in yourself with that workbook.
Well, thank you so much. And I know for a fact how the workshops run
Yes.
because I've been in them virtually and in person. And even though we know the group is called Women of Self-Love, you have never shut the doors on men coming
Never.
in. But we do have the Westside Men, and we have our own kind of initiatives and stuff we're doing at Fathers Who Care.
Yes.
And so we just try to keep, you know, when you allow us in, And it's okay for men and women to come together, which
Yes.
you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do the groups for women, of course, but then you also open it up so men and women can come together as we do with Fathers Who Care.
Yes.
And so we thank you for that. But now
My
I want
pleasure.
to ask you, if you had to tell the folks something that's on your heart, something that's pressing on your spirit,
Yes.
what would that be?
Parents, grandparents, uncles, aunties. Let's all come together to help our children.
Mm-hmm.
Let's come together to bring back that village.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these things that's going on, from the carjackings to the shootings, the senseless violence, a lot of it can stop if our village come back together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go away from just only focusing on our own, and let's focus on everybody. First, let's get to know each other on the blocks.
Right, like we used to do.
Like we used to do.
Yeah.
You know,
like we used to
I couldn't do nothing without Miss Susie telling
Right.
telling my grandmother my mother.
Right.
So let's get back to that.
Yeah,
Loving one another.
Yeah, I tell folks that all the time.
Yes.
And you know, I remember back in the day when we had other elders in the community that
Yes.
used to watch after us.
Yes.
And I'm saying if we really want to bring systemic change back into our neighborhood, first thing we need to be is accountable for our own.
Exactly.
If your children are out and you don't know what your children are doing out there, then you need to know. So we need to make sure that our children are not victimizing folks or becoming a victim of folks.
Mm-hmm.
So let's work together to make sure that we revisit those values and norms that we had as we grew up. And our parents were really strict, and thank God they were strict. Even though when we got older, we kind of did our thing.
Yes.
But we still went back because we had the foundation.
Exactly.
And so with the foundation, you can continue to grow. And I think what's happening now with some of our young people is, you know, folks that just turned their back on them. Not me, but other folks have turned their back on them. Not me, because I love the young people. In spite of what other folks may say about these young folks, I'm cool with you.
Yes.
All right? I just want to make sure that you live your best life and improve the quality of life for you and your loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ebony, I'm going to come back to you, and
Sure.
I'm going to ask you. There's a certain mentality that seems to be festering in the city of Chicago with people. People are feeling like they don't want to work. People are feeling lazy, laid back. They feel like like people owe them something.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel is the state of folks? I mean, I've been telling you from experience.
Yeah.
I've been watching folks
Yes.
who are peaceful with just not working and just receiving a check or
Yes.
a stipend or whatever they get. Thank God you're able to get it, but
Yeah.
but don't get complacent. So, Ebony, what do you think is the state of our people now, in lieu of what they've been going through, and the fact that I think a lot of spirits are broken.
It is. A lot of spirits are broken, as well as they're hurting right now.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to just call them all lazy. They're just hurting and don't know where.
I didn't say that, did I?
No. I'm just saying that because
okay.
some people, I have heard this, and we
Right.
talk about this a lot, and we've
Okay.
heard people mention, lazy and stuff like that. Well, some people are just hurt, mentally hurt, not knowing what to do, knowing their kids are out here doing what they're doing, but the kids are not respecting them. So it makes them not want to give up.
So if a person wanted to get in touch with you, how would they be able to get in touch with you?
They can contact me. I have a couple of ways. You can give me a call on the business line, 708-733-5510.
One more time with that number.
708-733-5510.
Okay.
Or you can email womenofselflove@gmail.com.
Okay. Or they can log in to some of your stuff.
Yes,
you're
and
doing,
you
right?
can and you can also, if you would like to check out the website, it's www.womenofselfloveinc.org, and you can see a lot that we're doing in the community.
So listen, time moves fast when you're having fun.
Yes.
But on Saturday, we're going to be with the congressmen and other distinguished elected officials and community stakeholders. Particularly going to be supporting the summer series with the Loretta Hospital, where we're going to bring resources to the community so that you can immediately get some screenings, PSAs, and other good stuff, vaccinations, and all of that.
Yes.
So don't claim you don't have the resources when we're telling you it's going to be here for you.
Yes.
Please bring out the children.
Bring them.
The 12 and up, so we can get our babies vaccinated so they can go back to school. And so when they get back in school, they can at least have some kind of protection. I know you may have these mentalities about some other stuff, and it's okay, do you. But please bring them, come on out and support us. And thank you so much, Can TV, for the opportunity. We love you so much. And thank you again for the work that you're doing, Ebony. Keep doing the work that you're doing. You know you rock.
And likewise,
You know?
yes.
And we look forward to seeing you all Saturday, and we look forward to seeing you with the superintendent. We're going to have our second superintendent's town hall meeting on Monday at 6 o'clock at 5826 West Washington. We're going to be meeting together with the superintendent. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite. That's how they told me when I was growing up.